Hi, it's Mild Red Songbird, Mild Red Bird Song in New York City. I was talking to you about, in the last video, it was called The Ghost of Jesus Christ is in Michael Bublé's body. And so I wanted to clarify this point. Well, first let me tell you, I'm working on this book, the scrapbook of the Ghost of Mr. and Mrs. Jesus Christ by the Michelle Birdsong, the Heaven Energy Eve. Eve is the ghost is in the body of the Michelle Birdsong. And so is Mary, Mrs. Jesus Christ, in the body of the Michelle Birdsong. Alright, I wanted to show you this. You see where it says the sun source, I sex, talk and share. Okay, what that means is this is another meaning for eye sex. I used to have eye contact with the sun, and that was like sex because it was so pleasurable. I could hardly tear myself away from him when he would tell me to go on about my business. And so one day we were having eye sex, and he pulled out a supreme beam and pummeled me with it, and I didn't feel it. I mean, I did feel a sensation in my honey pot, and the next thing I knew, I was pregnant with Charan Singh. And Charan Singh used to be Jesus Christ, the first century. I saw Charan Singh one day get into the body of Gorinda Singh, and I didn't know what it meant. What it meant was he was loving him, and he was giving him his whole being. And so that's how Gorinda Singh became Jesus Christ. The love between them. So now the son's DNA is in when we had eye sex with the Supreme Being pummeling me like that. That's not the good word. Pumping. Maybe pumping is better. Pumping me. Humping me. So his DNA is in the baby in my body. Not Gorinda Singh. Charan Singh. And Charan Singh is a new soul. So he doesn't have any ghosts. So there you are. Just I wanted to explain that. Because what happens is, when I listen back to the video, sometimes I see more information I could give you. So that's why I'm doing that. Alright, I want to tell you a story. When I was in Clarksville, Tennessee, where I grew up, I was talking to my niece, Vonda Long, was her name then. I don't know what her name is now. And so I was just talking to her, doing talk and share with her, like I do with most people when I see they're not in the present. And so in the course of talking, it came out that she didn't know her parents were divorced. And so her mother came into the room, so she looked at her mother, and she said, "You're divorced?" And her mother said, "I told you that, girl, blah, 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 blah." And she hadn't told, so that happened. So then my husband and I were in the living room. Michael John Spear was my husband, still is. And my sister came in there, and she started to drink. And so then she and her daughter, Vonda, started mocking me, saying I was a psychologist. And I felt shamed, that they thought that I was putting on airs or something, trying to be a psychologist. So then, as my research into my brain and my mind advanced, I found out that I had been, then I left Tennessee and I came back to New York. And years passed, and now, the past 5 years, I've been doing research into my brain and my mind after years of meditation and talk and share. Okay, so what I have uncovered at long last is the ghost of Sigmund Freud Fritz Perls, who was a German psychiatrist. Sigmund Freud was an Austrian psychiatrist who invented psychoanalysis. Fritz Perls invented the concept of being present, that reality is in the present moment. Okay, I have found out that heaven is being in the present moment. That's heaven. That's perfection. That's what it is. There's no phoniness about it. There's no hiding, no illusion. It's just reality is a moment. So then I have this therapy called Talk and Share, which brings you to the moment. There are questions you can ask, and then it brings you to the moment. So my sister and her daughter were mocking me, but they were actually telling me that they could see the ghost in me was Freud, a psychoanalysis. See? Okay, so that's just the connection I'm sharing. Now let me continue where I left off. I was here. I started here. This is Jesus Christ singing to his wife, the ghost of Jesus Christ in the body of Michael Bublé, singing to his wife, Mary, in the body of D. Michelle Birdsong. But he's singing through a microphone, looking through the camera at Mary. But he doesn't see Mary, but Mary sees his energy. But he feels her energy, that's why he sings with all his heart. They're communicating. The ghost of Jesus Christ and the ghost of Mary are communicating through the air. Alright, so when your love falls down on me, says Jesus Christ ghost, I know I'm finally free. So I can tell you gratefully, everything will be in my heart. It's yours to keep. Okay? His heart is ear art. Songs are his art. And it's hers to keep because they're on video. See, these words are meaningful that he was saying. And then everything is Eve energy, her, I. I am Eve's energy. And then T for true, H-I-N-G is an Indian spice. True Indian spice. True Indian spice. Govinda Singh Dhillon. Jesus Christ. This is Govinda Singh Dhillon. Okay, and this is Eve, the ghost of the daughter of the sun. Is in her. Is her. That's a true her. The daughter of the sun is a true her. That's what he was saying. You are true. He told her. Alright, and also Indian spice is Guru Nanak is in the body of Eve, Guru Nanak, Tulsi Sahib. These are in the body of D. Michelle Birdsong. These are ghosts. Okay, they're saints. And then he says, Jesus Christ says, close your eyes. Let me tell you all the reasons why, baby. Now let's decode baby. Baba G, Jesus Christ, is in Michael Bublé's body. Adam is in his body. And the body of Bublé is I. You see, I, Bublé, have the ghosts, Jesus Christ and Adam in my body. See? And I'm a baby because I don't know it. I'm innocent, I have no idea. You're never going to have to cry, baby, because you're one of a kind, says Jesus Christ to Mary. Kin trained. Okay, Swami G is my kin, my grandson, Seth Wynn Ranziger. Here he is here. Isn't he cool? He was Mr. Rogers. He was a projection of Josh Groban. He was Alexander Graham Bell. And like I said, he was a saint, Swamiji of Agra. Who else? What other kin? And he was trained because he was a mystic and he did meditation for 17 years at the Dara, alone in that haunted place with demons and devils. And he cleared away all the demons and devils from the Dara. And now look at it. You can see it? You can't see it. Well, it is amazing. It's the whole township. 2 million disciples go there. They don't go there, but the Gorilla Singh's headquarters is in Dara. And then after Swami Ji, he had a disciple, Baba Jamal Singh, also my kin who's been trained. He also did meditation. And Jamal Singh is my granddaughter, has been reborn as my granddaughter. The ghost of Jamal Singh is in Jindara Michelle Ranziger. And this is Jindara Michelle Ranziger. She was my mother this life, earlier in this life. So these are two saints you're looking at. They look like regular teenagers, but they're saints in those bodies. Then the third kin that was trained, Sawan Singh. He was my aborted brother. My mother aborted him. And because he had killed me when I was Marie Antoinette, and he was the guillotine operator. So she got even with him, but that was her master. And she didn't know. See, all this goes on in the unconscious. People don't know what they're doing. When I realized people didn't know what they were doing, and I didn't know forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. These people don't know what they're doing. So Winston was my aborted brother and my husband. He's still my husband, 37 years, Michael John Spear. He was one of the saints at the Dara. He headed the Dara at one time, and he was married to me then as well. Okay, and then Jesus Christ and Michael Bublé sings on, here's to you, to Mary he's talking about. You're the one who always pulls us through. I remember when I first heard this, I was amazed. I'm supposed to pull you through? Are you serious? But I loved the concept, but I couldn't imagine I was going to pull anybody through. Where was I pulling them to? What's he talking about? But I could feel it. I could feel that it was true and it was righteous communication. So I didn't really do any arguing with him. You always do what you got to do, baby. You're one of a kind. And then in the other video, I explained how she was one of a kind. Where was it? She's an E.T. She's, okay, I don't see it right now, but I know what it is anyway. She's E.T., extraterrestrial, she's from the sun, and that's why she's one of a kind. And she's the only daughter of the sun. Okay, I don't know where it is. Here it is. You're one of a kind. You're an ET, an extraterrestrial, because the sun is an extraterrestrial. From an angel, other plan, not the plan of the apes, which is what the earth is. You're from the sun. Okay, the giver of life to everyone. He don't care who you are, he'll shine on you and give you light. Isn't that sweet? Okay, he says, Jesus Christ goes to Michael Bublé sings, you're the reason why I'm breathing, with a little look my way. You're the reason that I'm feeling. It's finally safe to stay. Now this is the part I like. He's gonna stay. That means we can stay on earth and have our heaven, because where Jesus Christ is heaven. Okay, is that great? Alright, is there anything else I wanted to tell you? I don't think so. I think I got. But yeah. Okay, so, Jesus Christ also had eye sex with Mary, his wife, and they created a baby who was in the womb with Charan Singh, whose name is now Giancarlo, yeah, that's his name, Arturo. And her name is Aria Elizabeth Michelle. So I have twins in my womb with just incredible DNA. I mean, just perfect. I got perfect beings in my womb. and they were immaculately conceived. So isn't that amazing? All right. So I hope you can feel this information, because I say all these extraordinary truths and people act like I didn't say anything unusual, which I find utterly amazing. Because I try to explain in detail what I'm talking about, make it accessible to people. And not like the Bible, when you don't know what they're talking about in the Bible. Okay, so this is Mild Red Songbird in New York City. Mild Red Bird Song. I'll come back to you when I have more. Is there more? Could there possibly be more? If there's more, I'll come back and tell it to you. Bye.